What's good, y'all? What's good? Welcome to another episode of the CheckDown. I'm one of your hosts, Smitty. I'm here with the gang. What's good, JMIK? How you doing, bro?
Doing good, man. Just trying to get to training camp at this point.
Yeah, for sure. Pop, what it is? How you feeling?
I'm good, chilling. Glad to be back with the people.
Certified. What's happening, my man?
What's good, my good brother? What's up, Pop? What's up, man?
Hey, man, if y'all haven't yet, man, we are embarking on a new journey on playback. Brought to you by the Checkdown. Film junkies. We've been reviewing some film, man, over the past few days, man. Just sitting down, having a good time. Uh, you can't. It's just a way for us to watch some film and talk it out with the people, man. So if you haven't yet, we're gonna drop the link in the description. After this, it should be in the description. Hit the link and follow us on the playback. We just getting into some film, but we had a conversation going on, man, and it was a good conversation, right? Because we were having a conversation about running backs, which the conversation about running back has been up and down over the past few years, right? It's been devalued, and then guys got paid, so now the market is kind of back, getting getting back to where it is, and you got some new running backs in the system that's probably gonna change the market even more. Bijan, Gibbs, and we were just having a conversation about touches and how things work, and we kind of had I guess a consensus four of the guys that are bell cows. um and then what we put Josh Jacobs at five, right? Josh Jacobs would probably be five.
I think you got to say Josh Jacobs a bell cow too, because I don't.
i
I
don't i
mean,
don't
Green Bay, like I don't know who really else gets carries besides him. I can't. I can't really think of anybody off the top of my brain and them like that. So
So, question: is the market getting back to where it need to be? Because I think we got a few running backs that, I don't know if this draft kind of diluted it though, because you had a lot of running backs kind of in that's kind of finna take the leap of being bell cow, but now I think we might have gotten a overload of running backs in. Is it gonna be top heavy for running back? Because we had the conversation Gibbs, right? He's a tag team partner with a guy in David Montgomery. Um, but obviously, Jamie, you kind of point out the point, like David Montgomery at the latter end of the career. So at some point he might have to be a better cop. But is that how Detroit gonna run it, or are they gonna be in the mindset of bringing another guy in?
I mean, I think they're always gonna have another guy. Like I just think the way the league is, if you don't have one of the top 5 or 6 guys, I mean, you're gonna need someone to supplement the other guy that you have. Um, because I mean, even though like Bijan got over 300 carries last year, even he had like 1 or 2 guys behind him that have got a few carries here and there. So you're always going to have that. Um, but I mean, maybe with Gibbs, I mean, over time of him being in the league, I mean, like I mean, like he might build up more muscle and stuff like that. So I mean, because he only been in the league what 3-4 years, he hasn't been in the league that long. So but I guess for a running back, that's a good amount of time because I mean I think the average career of running back's like 3 years. So, yeah. But and then I think one name we also forgot to mention is like Kyron. I didn't realize I had to look at this list of carries from last year. I ain't realize Kyron carried the ball 316 times. Like he
Jeez.
carried it a lot. So yeah.
Do we put JT up there?
Yeah. I mean I do because I mean JT carried the ball 303 times too. So and I
Yeah,
mean
that's
like
what I'm saying. Like,
I
it's a
mean he did
lot
that.
of guys with 300 touches a little bit too now.
Yeah, and so let me put it like this: JT carried it 303 times, and he only played 14 games. So just imagine if he had played 3 more
He
games.
had like 1,400 yards
Yeah,
Yeah, JT had a quietly great season.
while missing 3 games. That's crazy.
hmm
He
but I
probably
think
would have went for a good 16, 1,700 if he don't miss 3 games.
yeah, he probably does. But I think the reason why a lot of people don't talk about him in like Indy is because of that whole AR situation. Like that's kind of
AR
pretty
so
much.
bad that it's drowning his performances. Is what you're saying?
I mean, people just when you talk about the coach, you talk about AR first. That's the first thing you talk about. I mean, like no matter how bad or good he played, it doesn't matter. So yeah,
And
I
it's
mean,
also the fact that like unless they're on national TV, a lot of people aren't running to go see Colts games.
this is true. Or unless they're playing the Texans or something like that, they're playing the Texans been good the last 2 years. So I mean, if they're playing the Texans, then people will pay attention. But if they're playing the Jaguars or the Titans, man, you might not really. If you're not a real hardcore football head, then you might not. You know, I mean, you're probably not paying attention to them pretty much.
That's an interesting division to me, right? Because like historically, like we all know the teams, but it's almost like none of them have been good at this. It don't seem to me, from my recollection, right? I don't remember any of them all being good at the same time.
I mean, the most you have is two of them being good at the same time. That's about it. But I think a lot of divisions are like that. I don't think it's just singular for that one, though. But I
But
mean,
like
man,
it's been more like even when they're good, it's still like almost like the team that's good is still what 9-10 win team.
yeah. I mean, like they haven't really had in that division. They haven't really had a consistent 12 to 13 win team since I mean Peyton left.
Right.
And I mean Peyton when he was there, he was dominating that division. They was on like it was like the Patriots. Like they was winning that division every year. They was winning 12 and 13 games every year.
I don't know. They need a resurgence, man. I hope AR can, help that, you know what I mean? Because I'm hoping they can, like, Trevor Lawrence, please, God, Jesus. Good God.
Yeah, the thing is that that entire division has been going through rebuilds. Um, if you just look at all the teams over the last like 4 to 5 years, they've all been going through rebuilds. It's just the Texans just got there quicker, and Jacksonville is just things ain't really been clicking offensively for them.
But you look at the Texans though, they're atop that division for the last 2 years. But even they're trying to retool their roster right now. Like they're not even like set. So
Yeah, and then like I think the Titans, I think they finally got their guy in the quarterback, and they're I wouldn't necessarily say they're doing a full rebuild because I think they've been doing that slowly, but I think they do have solid pieces in place right now that if Cam can produce how we think he can with them, that division can be really competitive.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's why I was headed towards like I was gonna say, like it seems like they're on the right path with the quarterback situations in there. If two of the guys can like get their shit together, it's really AR and Trevor because we ain't seen Cam yet, so I can't put a consensus on it. But
Mhm.
from what the analysts have said,
I mean,
hey,
to me, the
hey,
Texans got the
sir,
only guy in
that
that
may be
division.
what we need to watch, sir. I want to see this. You know what? Matter of fact, I think that's what I'm watching today on Flayback. I want to see Cam Ward tape
I mean,
because
but to me, like the only team in that division that quarterback is kind of stamped is the Texans. And even saying that
Mhm.
he only been playing, it's about to be his third year, so it's not even he's stamped as where people know he's a good quarterback. It's just the fact that they I mean trying to fix like the line around him and all that good stuff. So I mean, like you can see his true potential, but you know he's a guy. Like I don't know, like I'm not putting him in the top 5 just yet. Like, and I'd be saying that a lot over the last couple of years. Like I don't love to put guys that only played 1 year in the top 5. And CJ is an example of that last year. Not that he played really bad. It's just like the stuff around him just it didn't pan out. And so I mean, yeah, you're the quarterback, but you're dependent on your offensive line. You're dependent on your receivers, and I mean stuff like that. So it's just like if your team don't build around you, you know that stuff that I just mentioned, then you'll never reach your true potential.
right. Trevor Lawrence, man, I don't even know, bro. He just got to get it together, man. I think they got the team. They got the requisite pieces. It's him.
I mean, we got to wait and see on that one. I mean, I don't.
How much longer we waiting?
Well, I mean, they just paid him, so they can't get rid of him just yet. So,
oh yeah, we know that.
So I mean, they're kind of stuck. Like they got to hope that they bring in a new GM coach, and the new GM coach can kind of make him a better player. Because I mean, outside of that, I'm not sure what you do because they, I mean, like they got a good running back room. Like they drafted 2 more guys. They got 5 guys in that room, so the running back shouldn't be a problem. They got a wide receiver one in Brian Thomas, and then they drafted a kid out of Colorado. I mean, they have Parker Washington. They got wide receivers. The defense is, to me, the defense is the issue. Like it's the secondary. That's what I have a question about. But I mean that's going to be answered during the season, I guess.
Yeah, and
I
I'm
don't know,
kind of
man.
getting to the point with Trevor Lawrence where he just is who he is. Like, because I feel like there's enough. He's been in this league long enough for us to know what type of quarterback he is, and if he can't perform,
This is year 6.
Yeah, I think
his
Year 5, year 6.
year
I
5,
think
year
it's year
6, or
6.
something
I
like
think
that.
his new contract kicks in this year, I think.
Yeah, so I think I'm at the point where I think Trevor Lawrence is who Trevor Lawrence is. Like,
Nah, this might be year 5 because Mac Jones, we traded him to Jacksonville. Last year was the last year of his rookie deal, and then I think the 49ers signed him, I think, as a backup. So I think this might be Trevor's 5th year, actually.
Yeah, 5th. Yeah, 5. I knew it was 5 or 6. I just couldn't remember which one.
I mean, but he getting to the point where it's just there's not he's been through this. Be his 3rd coach, his 2nd regime in terms of like the GM in the front office. Like he coming to the point where he ain't got no excuses either.
And if he don't produce this season, I'm just like T.Y. is what T.Y. is. Like, because I feel like they have put the right offensive pieces in place for him. Go and produce. Especially with that division, it's like been 1 game off on who wins it, something like that.
So when I think about Trevor Lawrence this season, I feel like I need to see. Oh, it's the coaching staff. Like I need to see. It's not even necessarily. I need to see you win some games, but I need to see you not lose games, and I need to see you make throws consistently. Give me a reason to say that it's coaching, because so far I can't say that. So far, I just think that he's never going to live up to a 1st-round pick, much less a 1st-round overall pick. But that ain't my problem. I got other problems.
Yeah, I mean, like the problem with that division is like the Jaguars. What they won the division 2 years ago in the 2nd year, and some say they were lucky because like the Titans had the lead mid-season and they gave it up because of injuries and stuff like that. And the Jaguars won it. I mean, I think they went on a run. Like they won like 6-7 games in a row and then they won a division. And like the division was theirs for the taking. But I mean, then you got like the Texans, like they drafted C.J. Stroud, they drafted Will Anderson, and they've been drafting well ever since. So it's like they had a window to dominate. They didn't dominate, and now they got another team that's been dominating the division, winning the division 2 years in a row. And now, I mean, they got other teams like the Titans and the Colts that are coming up. So it's like the Jaguars, like they got to do something now because I think the longer you wait in that division, like the better the Titans are going to get, the better the Colts are going to get. And like the Colts roster isn't bad. It's just the one position, the quarterback, which they don't have an answer to. Like if AR is good, the You know, I mean, like if he could turn around, and actually play all 17 games and play average, man, like the Colts could be a problem. That's all I'm gonna say about that. So
Nah, if he play good, right? I mean, they got the roster. I mean, I think they got the coaching. They just need the player that they drafted to perform. I mean, if he performs, I think they're in a good spot. But he's so like fresh, like he's so ungroomed. It's like almost we don't know if it's gonna happen.
I'm not even saying he don't even got to play like a top 4 pick. Just give that offense something average. You give him something average, like middle of the league quarterback play, like 15, 16, 17. That's a pretty good team, right? That's a really good team right there. Because on all sides of the ball, they got the I mean, you can go position by position group. The talent is there. It's just they need the quarterback to perform, at least at an average level.
So if he's playing like let's say Justin Fields last year.
Nah, I'm gonna need a little bit better than that. I mean, I need a little bit, a tad bit better than that. Like
a teeny bit.
Because I just don't hold Justin Fields in high regard. I did come out of college. I don't now.
No, I was just saying like the 6 games he played. If he could play like that for 17, yeah, I mean,
I guess if you're not turning over the ball, you're not hurting the team. Yeah, sure, I guess, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, but I was thinking like he played more like Bo Nix, where you play average, you make a couple plays here and there, but you don't kill the team. I mean, something like that.
Shit, Bo Nix didn't play average though.
I mean, yeah, I mean he was above average.
But I see where you're going though. I see the vision.
Yeah, like I mean, just like you know, I mean, I'm not saying you got to make every play every.
But make
series.
some plays where you keeping the team in the game, but you're not killing the team.
Yeah, I mean, like if he play a lot like Bo Nix played last year, like I think the Colts could be really good. So I mean,
I think they'll be scary if he play like that.
Yeah, I mean, they would definitely challenge for that division. I mean, but the thing is, NFL divisions are always better when you got at least 2 teams. Like that's, I mean, like that's when it's good. I mean, like obviously it's great if you have 3 or 4 teams that are playing all good at the same time. But that's not going to happen in every single division. It's just not a feasible thing. So
yeah, I mean, it's a few divisions where, boy, if you get some of these teams that are built well to get some good play in different positions, and all of them ain't quarterback, but a lot of them are quarterback. You can see some shift.
And I think, like, especially with the Colts, with them getting the Bengals XDC, I think he about to transform that defense. I think the Colts defense is going to be much better, like this year than it was last year, in my opinion. Because I don't, Lou, like certain Bengal fans, like they don't hold him in high regard, but I kind of still do. Like I think that he was the problem in Cincinnati with me for him is just like he had the talent there. They didn't sign it back. You don't give him the same level of talent and you expect the same result. And I just don't think you can do that. Versus he going to the Colts. The Colts got a lot of talent on that side of the ball. So I don't think he's gonna have a problem. I mean, like coaching that side of the ball up at all.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think Lou is a bad coach. I mean, for whatever they say about him, I mean, the biggest knock is what he didn't play young guys.
Yeah, but I mean, what happens if those young guys turn out to be not good though?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You don't know what them young guys is. Y'all are just hoping on potential.
Yeah, but I mean, that's the problem. Is like this year with Al Golden, if he come in and play the young guys and the defense is not even better than what I mean, then you would say Lou was justified by not playing the young guys.
Facts.
But and I guess we'll see.
But if they come in and ball, then it's like, aha.
Yeah. I mean, then the fans is right.
Yeah.
For me, I gotta see to believe. I think it's just too much new on that defense, and then also having a defensive coordinator be a first-time defensive coordinator in the NFL. I have a lot of questions. I'm not believing, so I gotta see.
I mean, but the only thing I say about Al Golden is like he's coaching the NFL before. I just don't think he's been to DC. Like I think he's been like a he's been like a
He was
linebacker.
he was the linebackers coach for the Bengals before he went to Notre Dame.
Yeah,
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. But you're a defensive coordinator, which means
that's a little different.
New
you
responsibilities.
yeah, it's new responsibilities, new things you're in charge of within the NFL, and they got pieces in the defense this year in the draft. Last year, I think they addressed some defensive positions as well. At some point, if this doesn't work, you have to question the organization's ability to scout talent at that point, on the defensive side of the ball, at least.
I mean, the only thing was like when they made that Super Bowl run, like they had a lot of young talent that they just didn't resign. I think, like at some point, like if you draft guys and you don't resign them, then you pretty much have no one to blame but yourself. I mean, like they I mean literally let several pieces go to different teams, and they've been good on those like other teams that they went to.
Well, I'll say even in that Super Bowl run, that cornerback room was patchwork. Um, they had a lot of 1 year deals on the back end. I think also they had a couple injuries in the secondary as well. Um, it was that front with the secondary. To me, it was the front seven that was like what helped because it didn't. The DBs didn't really have to cover much for long, extended periods of time.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely the front seven. Like, I'm not going to argue that. Like, you know, I mean, but that's the thing is, if you have a really dominant front seven, you don't, and you know, like in the back end, I mean, like you don't need the elite of the elite in the back end. So,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, but the thing is, like, even they let some of their safeties go. They let some of their front, like some of their linebackers, their D linemen go, and it's just like, I mean, I get it because I mean, like, you know, like they don't have a bunch of resources. When it comes to the owner, and so they chose to sign the quarterback and the two receivers. Um, so that's the route you went. So if that's the route you're going to go, then every draft that comes up and you draft defensive players, you have to hit on those players, and if you don't, you're going to get what you had with the Bengals last year with the defense being trash.
I don't even see why they gave up on some of them pieces. Like I don't even understand it.
They just didn't want to pay him because they knew what was coming down the line. They knew they had to pay Burrow. They knew they had to play Chase, and knew they had to pay Higgins. So seeing that train coming down the line, they knew that if they extended some of those defensive players, they wouldn't have had the money to sign Higgins. I mean, they were always going to sign Chase and Burrow. Like they weren't going to let either one of those guys go. But the thing is, they wanted to keep Higgins, which I just don't understand. Like the Bengals and their history of drafting wide receivers, they have a really good history with that. So I don't understand why they just didn't trust the front office to draft another wide receiver just to replace T. Higgins. That's the part to me that didn't make sense. And I mean, I'd have used the T. Higgins money to actually pay some of those the defensive players.
I think a part of that, keeping Higgins was because of Joe. I think he expressed his want to keep Higgins with the team. But to the point you made, JMIK, I do agree that they did let some of those pieces walk because you knew Burrow and Chase was coming up. And I think also Trey um, was going to need a contract in another year or two at that time.
Yeah, but they still ain't paid him yet.
Well, no, they paid him. That's the
Well,
thing. It's just he wants a new deal from the original contract he made, what, 3 years ago?
yeah,
Something?
but I thought the deal he's on was the same deal that he got when he came over from the Saints, though. I didn't think that was
No,
a deal.
no. There's no way that's the same deal.
No, they extended it.
They extended him.
Yeah, because when
Like
he went to
2022 or something like that.
when he went to the Bengals, he was a free agent. He wasn't under contract with
Man, I'm
us.
surprised he even went. I mean, like, and around that time, they still had the reputation of not paying players. So I'm just surprised. Like, that's another thing people don't talk about. Like, going forward, like, are free agents really going to want to go there? Like,
Probably
young
not.
free agents.
Well, just specifically with the trade situation, um, they outbid the Saints when it came to his contract. That's why he
Interesting.
went. Um, we we gave him a deal that I felt was fair for him at that time because he was I think a third round pick or something that in his fourth year exploded out of nowhere. And we gave him a deal that I thought was fair because you only had this 1 year of production. And the Bengals was like, "No, I think this is the guy," and so they just outbid us in the amount of money they gave them.
I mean, but
Yeah,
I also think that the Bengals weren't expecting him to be the sack leader the last 2 years either. I don't. I'm not sure like many people expected that.
Yeah, because like when you have like an anomaly of a season, you're like, oh, okay, it's just because it's contract year. No, it's just he really came into his own. That's what ended up happening. And the Bengals end up getting a deal out of that with him being able to perform the way he has been for them.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy because like the longer they wait, the more money. Well, from what I hear, it's not even the money. It's the year. He wants more security than the money. The money's not the biggest issue for him, I guess.
So he wants maybe 4 years.
Yeah, and I think they only want to give him like a 2 year or 3 year extension.
Uh,
So I mean, like I just feel for him, man, because like you led the league in sacks for 2 years in a row, and you got other guys that's getting 30, 35, 40 million, and you over here sitting on what? He's getting 17 million. Like he's severely underpaid. So I mean I feel where he's coming from because he's also going to the last year of his deal. Um and you know if the Bengals aren't even willing to give him 30, like the franchise next year, the franchise tag gotta be 30. I don't think I don't think it can be any less than that. So I mean, I mean, if he's gonna stay on the Bengals and they don't want to pay him and they even try to franchise him, he's gonna be getting 30 next year anyway. So
that's sick. If they don't pay him, boy, somebody gonna pay him.
oh yeah.
Somebody gonna pay him, and they gonna be looking crazy.
And I also think that they're at the point where they can't trade him. It's like Terry McLaurin, like you're at the point you can't trade him either because yeah, like I mean, let's say you trade these guys, you get draft picks. Those draft picks are not helping you this year. So to me, I mean, like it teams like the Bengals and the Commanders, like they have playoff aspirations. And I mean, if not just that, I mean, to even win a playoff game, even get to a conference championship game. So I mean, you trade those guys now. I mean, like you're lessening your team for draft picks for next year, which I mean, they'll help you next year. They're just not gonna help you now.
Yeah, that's tough. They in a bad spot, man. I mean, you trade away all the pieces, and now you got to hit on draft picks, on a lot of draft picks too, consecutively.
Yeah, it's just not. It's just not a play. Like you don't ever want to just be solely dependent on draft picks, like hitting on every draft pick, because I mean, it's just not. It's not the nature of it. Like for what I understand, like people say you had a good draft if you hit on 40% of your picks. So it's just like it's just not the way to live. I mean, like you want to supplement your team with draft and free agency, like so you're not solely dependent on either free agency or the draft. In my opinion,
and I'm gonna be honest, hitting on majority of draft picks, that's you ain't gonna be able to pay all them people. You're not. Because you're going to have a lot of contracts, especially if you got players in the third, fourth, and fifth round who got like 4 3-year deals. You're going to have a lot of guys that contracts are going to come up very quickly. And now you're going to have to make decisions who you keep and who you let walk. So it's cool if you hit on your draft picks and y'all get something out of it. But when it's time to pay the money, you ain't going to be able to keep all the people.
Yeah, it's getting sticky, man. All right, so um, we talk about a lot of different positions. Is there a guy? Is there a position that we haven't covered that y'all think we should get in a deeper dive on? Because I know we covered like quarterbacks, running backs, but Is it cornerback? I mean, I feel like cornerback is a position we might, could take a deeper dive on. I think we got some up and coming cornerbacks that don't really get a lot of talk. I mean, I know everybody know like Pat Surtain and Sauce Gardner, but
I,
We
I
could
like
do cornerbacks. I do want to throw linebackers out there too. That's what I majority want to do.
I
Include
like
where we're at.
linebacker too. Linebacker a good one. Linebacker definitely a good one.
you should talk about that film you watched yesterday.
Shamar Stewart. My God. I think they lied to us, sir. I mean, that's all we can say, bro. They
What did
didn't
it
tell us
lie
the
to you
truth.
about?
Shamar Stewart and what he really do on tape. Like what I seen on tape was an animal. I seen on tape was a guy that probably just don't got the numbers, but got all the tape that says he can be an elite talent.
Yeah, but the question is, where are you playing him? Though, are you going to play him at the edge, or are you going to play him on the inside?
Nah, he a D tackle for sure.
That's what I identified early. Like for me, when I watched this tape, I mean, during the draft process, I was like, he's definitely a good D tackle, but I would not have him play the edge. I mean, not at all. I
Yeah,
mean,
he a D tackle for sure.
yeah,
No
but
ifs,
I mean,
ands, or
he's
buts about it.
dominant inside, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, especially with the the amount of power he's able to generate on his get off is very explosive. So if you allow him to get them one-on-one opportunities on the inside, he can feast.
Listen, he wrecked that LSU game from a standpoint of like getting penetration and getting good reps on tape. Now when he take his hand out the dirt, he a different player, no cap. He don't look as good, but his hand in the dirt, that boy was. I mean, both sides, both tackles was having problems with him. I didn't
Yeah,
expect to see that when I turned the tape on. I ain't gonna lie to you.
yeah, but the only thing is, like, when he does sign, if I say when, if he does sign with the Bengals, like, I'm not sure of their depth chart, so I don't know if he's going to be able to play inside all the time. Like he might have to play both, to be honest with you, because I think they got what DJ Hill as a DT, and I think TJ Slayton is their other DT, and then they also have the kid they drafted last year, Chris Jenkins Jr. They got him too. So I mean, like they got a lot of D tackles. So I'm not sure. And then like on the edges, they don't. I mean, they got Trey if they sign him back. And I think they got Miles Murphy, the kid they drafted last year. But other than that, like to me, like their edge position is much. It's I mean, it's not as deep as like they D tackle to me.
They need. I mean, if you take it, I mean, you can put him on the edge with his hand in the dirt.
But
I
I don't
just
think
think
he's
he need
in
his
there.
hand in the dirt.
I mean,
Huh?
I just don't think you're gonna get the best out of him. I mean, like in that because they're gonna run a 4-3. So I just don't know if you're gonna get the best out of him if you're gonna have him on the edge like that all the time. Like I mean, I think they can get away with it, sometimes, but it's just not all the time.
Right.
I mean, I think he's gonna play. It should be 50-50 from what I saw. I didn't see his production fall off when he put his hands in it, when he played defensive end. I saw it fall off when he was like playing edge, like coming off the edge as a linebacker, standing up. But regardless of where they put him, when his hand was in the dirt, oh, he was making a big impact. He was whooping them LSU boys, man. He was whooping them niggas. When you watch the coaches film, that shit looks completely different because it's isolated. Campbell and Emory Jones, he was whooping them boys.
He was getting off for sure. Like I didn't expect to see that. I ain't gonna lie. When I turned the tape on, I was like, let's see what I'm looking at. Then I seen him doing that. I'm just like, wow, he's strong, bro. That man's strong with a quick get off. I got a different opinion of what I thought about Shamar Stewart before watching the tape.
Yeah, I mean, I never thought he was a bad player. I just think he need to be played. You know, he's got to be used in a certain kind of way.
Yeah, he got to put his hand in the dirt. He got
Yeah.
to. When they made him stand up like a linebacker type edge, he couldn't get off like he's supposed to.
I mean, but also go to, you know, I mean, like it goes to the guys that come out of Texas A&M and come off there that D line over the last 5-10 years. I mean, they have produced good guys that come to the league and that are productive. So it's not like that doesn't happen. Like, but I mean, but I just think what kind of killed him is just like when people see the sack numbers, man. He didn't have a bunch of sacks, and I mean, that's what people look at a lot of the time. So, and I mean, like, you know, I mean, a lot of people don't love pressures and all that good stuff. So just, it really depends on who you're talking to.
But it was so funny. Like, Mick, I'm watching the tape, right? And I see this man get off, like, hit him with a smooth move. And then the quarterback just happened to get the ball off, like, as he getting it. I'm like,
I mean, that's the pitfalls of being an edge rusher. I mean, like, you could beat your guy on a one-on-one battle. And then if the quarterback get rid of the ball too fast, I mean, you'll probably get a pressure for that, but you're not gonna get a sack. So
yeah. I didn't even check his pressure numbers, but I'm pretty sure his pressure numbers crazy.
yeah, I think he had a good amount of pressures in college. I don't think it was like his sack numbers.
I wish he had better sack numbers though. I do.
Well, if he had better, the thing is, if he had better sack numbers, man, he would have been a top 12, 13 pick if he did. I think.
Yeah. But I also watched Darius Alexander tape.
His tape is crazy though.
Disgusting.
That's why I'm still surprised he lasted to the third round, man. I mean, because I mean, like, I wasn't really on him during the college season. Seeing him at the Senior Bowl, I'm like, who is this dude? And then after the Senior Bowl, I watched some tape on him. I'm like, yeah, this dude is crazy. Like, I was fully expecting him to go in the second round. And the crazy thing was, before the Senior Bowl, he was supposed to be a late round pick. He was supposed to be like a 6th, 7th round pick. We weren't even supposed to be an early pick like that. The Senior Bowl blew him up, you know, and ever since then, the hype on him was crazy. And I just don't know how he got to the Giants in the third round. Like, I think that was criminal to me.
What do you think about the tape, sir, for Darius Alexander? We did a Darius Alexander versus Alfred Collins.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead. You got it.
Listen, I give him the benefit, right, that they were sliding a lot of coverage to his side. I mean, the offensive line was keying in on him. He was the guy to eliminate on a lot of those plays. But to me, it's like, if it wasn't pass rush, he wasn't good.
And you're talking about what
Darius Alexander. Like, when they ran the ball on downs when he was in, he was like, it's either one or two things, Mick. He either disengages or he's just not good in the run stopping. But like, when it was pass rush, he had a first move, but he didn't have a power move. And for him to be so big, I would have thought his first move would be like bull rush.
I mean, Darius to me, he's a pass rusher more than anything else. I mean, he's not a run stopper. That's just not what he was. And I think about the Giants drafting, you know, to be on that D line, that's what they're gonna ask him to do. You know, I mean, like, at least in the beginning, at least his first year. So
We got to go back and look at the film, because I don't think he played on any third down, but I don't want to say he didn't. But that is something that Smitty and I discussed.
No, that was Alfred that didn't play on third. It was
I mean, Alfred's a run stopper though. Like,
no, it was Darius. I was talking about Darius.
Oh, okay.
And you sure he didn't play? Because I could have sworn he played
he was playing mostly third down, and that's why we got upset at him, sir. Because we was like, you didn't even play first and second down, and you winded in the fourth quarter. Completely drank, completely no. I mean, the tape just I don't know. It didn't like first and second. Like, I don't know. Like
He
first
was
and
getting
second
pushed
quarter.
around, yo.
First and
He was
second
getting
quarter,
pushed
he looked
around.
like an animal. Like he going crazy. Then the third quarter hit, and you like, well, damn, what a pass rush at. He just like winded. He like in the middle of the pile, and then it was like that first tape we watched, sir. It was like fourth quarter, game on the line. They needed to stop. They had the team backed up on like the goal line. He just laid down on the ground. Like, what are you doing? Where's the penetration? Where's the fight? Like, I don't know. To me,
Hey man, y'all got it.
he it didn't hit like I thought it would. Cause like I had a different opinion watching like the highlights. Cause he looked like a different dude. Like when you watching the highlight, like he was really getting off. When I watched the Senior Bowl, like he popped. Like I'm hoping like the tape is just him like maybe not being in the best fit. But like we said at the beginning, like we said in the back, like one on ones is a little different than when you got to play and they slide and coverage to your side. They slide in the alignment to your way. You the guy that's taking the double team, but he in a good spot. If he gonna get a lot of one on ones because he definitely not gonna be on the list of guys they slide into. They're gonna be sliding the D Law, Sexy Dexy. That's who they're gonna be sliding the coverage.
I mean, he's gonna get one on ones all day long.
Oh yeah, for sure. If he can win those one on ones, then he in a good spot.
Yeah, I mean, because I mean, Dexter Lawrence is gonna get double and triple team. I'm not sure how much you're gonna be able to triple team or no, but I mean, definitely a double. So I mean,
He in the
but
best
yeah, I mean,
position to kind of make something work though.
coming to the draft, like that's what I had him as. I had him as a pass rusher, and the reason why I wanted my team to draft him was because we are really light on the pass rushers. Like realistically, like we only have one real pass rusher. Like I mean, we got a couple guys that if you scheme it up, they can get pressure, but and so like that's why I wanted to draft him. But I mean, like the Giants got him, so and what can you say?
Yeah, we're gonna see though. We're gonna see. I think we gotta evaluate that situation, but he did look like a pass rusher, but he did, like I said, a lot of those reps we watched, it was double teams every time. It was sliding his way every time. He was a key of emphasis on every play.
Yeah, but with the Giants, man, like you really can't do that with him. And I mean,
Nah,
to
it ain't
me,
gonna be like that for him.
I mean, to me, he's gonna be in a rotation anyways. I don't know if he's gonna be. I doubt he's gonna be playing the majority of the snaps because it's just like I mean, like they got a lot of guys, so I'm just not sure about that.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun to see. And we watch Alfred Collins too, though. Like the Alfred Collins tape, man. I like that tape. I ain't gonna lie. Totally different tape than I thought I was gonna see.
I mean, what you think you was gonna see?
I don't know. A run stopper with like not a lot in the bag.
No, that's I mean, definitely not the case for him.
He had a hit. I mean, he popped.
He in way better shape than what I thought. I thought he was kind of pudgy. He's not. Like
No.
that's a really big boy, man. Um, it's crazy. That like his fat to muscle ratio. For a dude that size, like it's incredible. This thing is strong as fuck. Um, I saw some stuff that I didn't like, and but I saw more stuff that I did like, and I was really I'm glad so far. I see why they picked him.
I mean, the fun thing is like y'all picked him in the second, and the Bills had. I thought the Bills were going to take him. You know, I mean, when they traded all the way up
Yeah,
to the second, and then they end up taking T.J. Sanders. And I'm not T.J. Sanders not a bad player. Like, I actually like T.J. Sanders a lot, but I felt as though like the Bills needed like a run stopper, like
yeah,
because like there were certain games where I don't want to say they was getting gashed, but like I mean, certain teams was getting like a good amount of yards between the tackles. So I think when they trade up like that, that's what they was trading up for, to get Collins, but they got TJ Sanders instead. So
Yeah, man, he's an athlete, man. Like I saw that motherfucker sprint more than once for like a good like 20 yards, and he was still, like he recovered from it. So I was just like, damn, like okay. I thought he was just a I didn't see any Texas games last year at
yeah.
all. Um, so uh, I didn't know anything about him. You know what I'm saying? So, but the way that people described him, like he was like some really big fat boy that like clogs up the middle, and that's like no,
That's
not
yeah, that's
not at all,
yeah,
not at all.
that's not really the case.
Nah, he played outstanding. I can't even lie. Like when I turned the tape on, I'm like, dang, dude, like really pop off on the screen. Like he really getting at it. I didn't know he played so well. Like I watched a lot of Texas games, but I don't know. I guess I just wasn't watching for him.
I mean, but Texas had a lot of talent on like that side of the ball last year, though. So I mean, I get it why when people watch the actual games, you might not have seen him all the time. I mean, he was definitely making plays, but
And who was the dude that was next to him though? Number 99. I got to come back and look at their roster.
Yeah,
yeah,
He on the
yeah.
draft day list next year.
That defensive line of Texas, man, them niggas was getting busy. The linebackers, eh,
It was all right. But what's it call it? That's what I wanted to see, boy. Goddamn.
what's up?
The number 99, the dude next to him, he was really getting at it too. Like they was tag team partner in that middle. It was really getting off him and whoever that is, Alfred Collins and whoever that was next to him. That D line was kind of good though. Cause like if you see like even when Alfred was in on first and second down, even when he got penetration, but the run went away from him, the run didn't even get a lot of gain. Like he still was waiting.
I'm trying to think
I,
who you're talking about. Number 99.
I,
Oh, and you're not talking about I think his name is his name Cole Brevard? Talking about him?
he a D tackle.
Yeah, he's a D lineman. He's like 6'3", over 300 pounds.
Gotta be him, big boy. Yeah,
He's
gotta be
going
him.
to. I think he's going to his senior year.
Yeah, that boy pop on tape. I ain't gonna even lie. I was watching. Hey, look, sir, I ain't gonna even lie. We was watching Alfred. We got it to like maybe halfway through like the second tape, and I'm like, dang, who 99? Like, yeah, I
But I
like
mean,
him.
No, it got to a point where like when I was looking for 95, if I saw 99, I would make a mental note. That's who that is. So when the play develops, you know, if something happened, I know where he is. Oh, but yeah, that motherfucker is he's pretty fucking strong.
But I mean, like that's the good thing about when you watch tape is like you're watching for one player, and then you'll like on defense or offense or whatever you're watching, and then you'll see another player that's not even got drafted, like he's still in college. So kind of I mean, like so you make a mental note for like this year coming up to kind of see how that same player performs this year. So
And it helped that they right next to each other.
yeah. I mean, but the thing about Texas, like the last couple of years, like their like interior D line play has been really good, like really good. So.
Yeah, I like what I seen though. I like what I seen, but I like the ability to get in tape, man, because like you said, you get the key in. It's specialized for the person. Like you get to see what's going on. You get to see the whole mix. I think I think like you get to see a lot more of what the player brings to the table. Like if we didn't watch the tape, we would have still been under me and Certified. I don't know about everybody else, but me and Certified would still been under pressure. Like, why did Darius Alexander go after Alfred Collins? Because of the perception of tape possession of the analyst when you're not watching tape. You know what I mean? And when you getting to see like the highlights, you like, oh well, Darius Alexander pops a little more on this highlight tape than Alfred Collins because he not getting at the quarterback.
Yeah, but I also think Alfred Collins was a better prospect though, like all around D, D tackle prospect than me.
I
Like,
liked it. I liked it. They was putting Alfred on the edge a little bit. I like those snaps because like a lot of the times he was just trailing the run most of the time. When they put him on the edge, it was like they just tried to run to the middle. Oh, he out the middle, we gonna run up the middle.
I mean, that's what you got to do sometimes. Like when you're going against a player that can be as dominant as he can, that's when you see like the defense is put him in different places, man. Like you got to run to the other side. That's the way it works sometimes.
Yeah, I seen that. They was running away from him, but it was like, oh nah, you're not wrecking the game. You're not gonna do this to us.
And Smitty, another thing that I like was like on the run, he might not make the tackle, but by the time the whistle is blown, he's by the pile. Like even if it's 10 yards away or 15 yards away, like this motherfucker is like a really enormous, like gigantic athlete.
Yeah, he is. He always giving effort, bro. I like that. I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna go next because I like to do like the comparison. You know what I mean? Because when you see players that get drafted from the same position but close by, you like, oh let me see what they play resemble. How close are they as as far as tape? You know what I mean? But I think it's a lot of like preference. You know what I mean? Because obviously they do two different things great. Alfred Collins is a run stopper, but he has the ability to maybe make a few plays in the pass rush. And Darius Alexander is a pass rusher who doesn't pop in the run game. He does not pop in the run game. That boy look washed in the run game. He gotta figure that out. Because eventually you're gonna be in and teams are gonna figure out when you on the field, they're gonna keep you on the field if you can't stop the run.
Yeah, but
You
I
just
think also playing with Dexter Lawrence is going to help that, man, because Dexter's so good against the run too, though. So
yeah, it's gonna help. But you know how it works. Everybody up here know how it works. We figure out if your OC figure out, hey, such and such can't stop the run. When you sub him in, we not letting him off the field.
that too. I mean,
We gonna run as many plays as we can before we gotta let him off this field. But nah, you're right though. He is with somebody that can't help him. You know what I mean? Can't help him fix those things. Make the issues a little less. Um. So JMIK, who's somebody you gonna be watching when your team come back? Kind of get back together, run OTA
um,
camp and stuff.
it's gotta. For me, like when training camp and all that started, like number one, like I'm looking at Will Campbell. Like that's our number fourth overall pick. Everybody said he had a good rookie mini camp. Good OTAs. That's been the reports. So like my eyes are gonna be on my left tackle and see exactly. What it is. Because I think we got joint. I think we got joint practices with. I think it's the Vikings and the Commanders. So first and foremost, like my eyes are gonna be on him and just to kind of see what kind of player he is. Secondly, I'll probably be looking out for like Swinson on the D line, and I believe we drafted another kid on the D line too that I'm going to be looking at. That's pretty much what I'm more focused on. I could have said Drake may go in the second year, but I'm more concerned about our trenches because like we literally had one of the worst offensive lines in football last year. So we added two new tackles, and we added like I said, Will Campbell, and then we added Moses from the Jets at the right tackle. I think we signed the center from the Vikings, who I don't really love. I'm gonna be honest. I think his name is Bradbury. I think he's good. He's okay in the run game. He's terrible pass blocking. So I'm pretty much those are the two main areas that I'm looking at when training camp starts for the Patriots. So
What's some significant changes you expect with Mike Vrabel and his staff coming in?
I mean, I expect the team to be tougher, man. Like, to be honest, I mean, like Mike Vrabel gives, like when he's with the Titans, like those were tough teams. And I'm not saying my team was soft last year, but I just think there's a need for my team to get to be more physical and be tougher. I mean, I'm looking at that. I mean, from a defensive perspective, like I just think that we're gonna have a bunch of guys that's gonna be flying around the ball. And that's kind of what Vrabel's about. It's just like flowing, like like it's flowing downhill to the ball. So that from a defensive perspective, that's what I'm expecting. Secondary wise, I'm not really worried. I mean, like we have Gonzo, who was like second team All Pro last year, so I feel like he's gonna build off of that. Sign Carlton Davis, who's gonna be a good second corner for our secondary. And then like I mean, we've always had a bunch of safeties. I mean, the majority of our safeties are box safeties. So we drafted a kid out of Cal, Woodson. So he's supposed to be our center fielder. Hopefully, that he, I mean, he develops into that. Hopefully, offensively, I mean, I hate to say it's like a same old story because I mean, like Josh McDaniels is back, so I know what to expect. Like he's coached our offense for many years. Like I'm expecting. I mean, I hate to say this, but like I'm just expecting like a lot of screens. Like that's just the kind of offense he runs. Like he runs a lot of screens. He runs a lot of option routes. And so I think that's gonna be an issue for us because it's like Drake May's only a second-year quarterback, and you got a lot of young wide receivers. And for receivers to be able to run option routes, you got to be able to trust them. Stephon Diggs, I trust. I mean, he's a veteran, so I don't really have no issues with him. But it's the rest of the guys because I mean, it can create problems. I mean, like when you have option routes and the quarterback thinks you're going one way and you go the other, like that can create turnovers. And so for the Patriots, I like they got to be able to take care of the ball. I mean, like we don't have the best roster in football, so I mean, like what you got to do is you got to be able to run the ball, you got to be able to stop the run, and you got to limit your turnovers. And so that's kind of what I'm looking at from from an offensive perspective. So just kind of see how that goes.
Biggest concern going into training camp?
Left tackle and edge rushers. I mean, left tackle. I mean, the kid is a rookie first and foremost. In the draft process, everyone is saying that he has a short wingspan and short arms. Like that shit is concerning. I don't care. I mean, you can be the biggest homer you want to be, but and I mean, our first 4 or 5 games, like we face bona fide edge rushers every week for the first 4 or 5 weeks. So he's gonna get an early test to see if he can really handle it. Because I think we have played the Raiders week 1, so like that's gonna be Max Crosby. Like he's gonna be going up against Max Crosby a good amount of time. And so we're gonna find out in New England pretty quickly is if can he handle those I mean like those really good edge rushers. And it's not just can he handle them one-on-one, but it's also can Josh McDaniels adjust? Like if he's getting beat like a drum, like we got I mean as the OC, like you got to give him some kind of help because like I said, he's a rookie. So I mean like I don't expect him to stonewall every like edge that he faces every game. That's just not gonna happen. Like he's gonna need help there. And my other point of contention of being worried is like my edge rushing because theoretically the only real edge rusher we have is like Landry. That's it. Like that's proven at least. I mean like we drafted some like defensive linemen that could like help our edge rushing, but I mean, that's a concern. I mean, for my team in next year's draft, I can see us drafting like an edge rusher in the first round because we just don't have a lot of those guys. I mean, like we got a lot of like inside guys. And I mean, that's great to get like inside pressure, but sometimes you got to get pressure from the edge. And I'm really concerned that we won't be able to get pressure from that spot.
Pop. Going into next season, Kellen Moore coming into his first opportunity as a head coach. Obviously, us as a panel have heard your disdain for what your team is going to perform like this season. But we know that you feel highly about some of the foundational pieces on your team. With those pieces imply, what do you want to see Kellen Moore and Nussmeier build on going into this new season in camp?
Figuring out if we have the quarterback on the team.
Mm. Yeah, obviously that's a big one with Derek Carr stepping away from the team, and then you stuck with what Desmond Ritter and
Gainer and the nigga we picked out for him.
Tyler. Tyler, yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, I think Spencer gonna come into this one, and I'm really high on Spencer, but I think last year obviously it was a bigger sample size than people think they seen, but you pointed it out, like he didn't really play with a lot of the players that are returning from injury and health issues of that nature. You know what I mean? So what are you looking what players are you looking at going into camp? Yeah.
Um, I'm looking to see if Kellen Bang. Yeah, that is our left tackle now. Yeah, nigga from Texas. Um, if he's our left tackle, I liked how Talise Fuaga played last year. I thought he had a solid rookie season. He played majority of the season with a slightly fractured back as well. So, but he still played well. But I want to see how Banks looks at left tackle. I'm looking to see with Fuaga, he's gonna be kicking out to right. I'm not really worried about him because he played both left tackle and right tackle in college, but I just want to see how it looks. Have we addressed the left guard position? Because if we haven't, I just the interior of the offense was just so bad last year. If you can't protect the quarterback, I don't know what you can do. Especially if you're trying to run the ball and you can't run the ball because your interior linemen are getting blown up by the D tackles. Mm,
Yeah, I hear that because I mean, O line is a big key. So I'm not gonna even. I'm gonna ask you your biggest concern, but we're gonna exclude the O line.
My biggest concern, hmm, I mean, I don't really have a big concern just because I just feel like the team has finally accepted that they're in a rebuild. Because I feel like they've been patchworking it, thinking that they can just retool and it's going to work, and it hasn't worked. So I think the team has finally accepted they're in a rebuild. So I don't really have too much concerns, just because especially with Brandon Staley being the defensive coordinator and Kellen Moore is now the head coach. I don't know if they have all the pieces on the team that fits their scheme.
Right.
I don't know. So I don't really have big concerns. My biggest concern is that Mickey Loomis is still gonna be my GM after the season. That is my big concern. But about the team, I don't really have any expectations. Honestly. Like I don't have any concerns for real just because I feel like the team's not there. And this is just my personal opinion about it. I don't think the team is there to be competitive at this moment.
Excluding any position we spoke about, if you could fix one position on your team going into the camp, which position would it be?
Definitely gotta be the D line. Because I believe in the trenches. And if your D line can't get pressure, what's the point? If your D line can't run block, if your D line can't get the quarterback down, like I think that just puts a lot of pressure on your secondary having to cover for extended periods of time, and then your linebackers as well. Um, so I need that D line to produce. I need us to finally get to edge rushers. I need the interior of the defense to perform a little better. Um, I think Brian Brzee has come into his own last year. I really liked his production. So if he can continue on with that, I'm not too worried. But I do feel like there's a couple of pieces at edge and D tackle that we might be missing.
Certified. Coming off a season, injured riddled, uh, CMC, obviously Brandon Ayuk, the departing Debo Samuels, who obviously we, as a cast, know Certified was ready to get rid of anyways. Um, particularly kind of new on offense, man. What's your expectations and what do you expect for Kyle Shanahan to improve going into camp?
Um, he got to do it again. Like, uh, he got to find another wide receiver. So, if there's one position that I think he dressed well, I'll say is wide receiver. Uh, so yeah, that's why I want to see him improve.
Obviously last year you weren't happy with your defensive output. You get somebody who you're very familiar with, returning from the Jets as your DC and Robert Sala. What do you expect from Robert going into camp? What do you want to see him improve?
Um, hey man, I don't have a reason not to trust him. And he said this is what he needs. So I hope he got what he needed. And after doing research myself, I, when I was talking about the draft, I was more or less talking about how D'Amico Ryan runs his offense. Like Salah's is a little different from that like wide iron structure. Uh, like for him, it's like stop the run on the way to the quarterback. So I'm looking at the guys that he drafted, and I'm like, oh, okay, I see what's going on. I see the vision. I understand better like his like what he's trying to do. So um mm, yeah, I think I don't know about Michael Williams, but C.J. West and Alfred Collins, I'm definitely expecting them to make some type of impact in multiple games. And the cornerback that we picked up, um, Upton, uh, we got a wide receiver named Isaiah Nance that I think is going to be really really good, man. I really do.
So you named a few players you're looking forward to. Um, what's your expectations of Brock Purdy? What do you want to see him improve going into camp?
Well, I want to see him come out to a good start. Like regardless. Well, actually, yeah. I want to see him play like he doesn't have Brandon Ayuk. And when he does get Brandon Ayuk, he should play better. That's what I'm expecting.
Okay, okay. Biggest concern.
My biggest concern is really my defensive tackles because I'm pretty sure they want CJ West and um, Alfred Collins to start. So, you know, we cut like I don't know, like four or five DTs. So um, that's my biggest concern right there, and the availability of Malik Mufasa. Um, they didn't specify the ACL injury, because uh, I was watching film and he, nah, he's definitely not rehabbing anymore. So I'm not sure what the ACL injury was because they don't specify it as an ACL tear. Like everything that I've read has just been ACL injury. I don't know what the hell that means, but um, the video I'll send it to you, Smitty. Um, Outside of that, no, I really don't. That's the only thing I'm really worried about.
Uh-huh, uh-huh. All right. So, my expectations of my offensive coordinator going into this season is to build because I mean he been here since Sirianni got here. he's seen the offense in great situations. So I want to see him build on that. Like you seen what the offense looked like good, you seen what it looked like bad. You should be able to come in and kind of be the in between. You should have learned from the mistakes of the predecessor. But obviously, this is first time calling offense, so I think there will be some type of like lag in what we do. But I want to see him incorporate the wide receiver three into the offense. Obviously, you got AJ Brown, you got Devontae Smith. Everybody expects them to get the ball. You got Dallas Goddard, you got Saquon. Um, the emphasis this year probably going to be not to let Saquon run the ball. So I think if you have any type of upside on the offense, it's having somebody at wide receiver you can trust. I believe Jahan Dotson should have a little bit more of a role this season than he had last year. So I want to see that. My expectation. I mean, I don't really got a lot of expectations on defense because I mean, I've seen what Vic Fangio does as a defensive coordinator. Um, I think he got some better pieces to work with a little bit in certain aspects, but I also think we lost some good guys that bought into what the scheme was as far as being a team player in Josh Sweat, Milton Williams, C.J. Gardner Johnson. But I think going into the draft, we was able to kind of key in on some spots. We was able to bring in a safety, and Andrew Makuba, who kind of fits the same play style as what we lost in a CJ. Um, I think we brought in, Ty Robinson, a D tackle who I think is going to be, the rotational guy in this scheme. So I think we executed a little bit in a couple places. We brought in Jahad Campbell, who's going to be able to fit the hybrid role as far as linebacker. He's going to be able to play um, a little bit of stand up, a little bit of edge. He's gonna be able to execute in a few different roles. So he get at the quarterback well. I want to watch some more of his tape and see what he really, where he really pops at. But um, my biggest concern probably cornerback two. I don't really like. I don't really trust Keely Ringo at this point. You know what I mean? Because I haven't really seen anything, so I can't say like putting him on the field is gonna make a big difference. But I think what I mean. If anybody had the position to lose, it probably him because he's been here for the longest. He's been in the scheme the longest. So veteran, type of guy. We did bring in a Dory Jackson from the Giants, but I don't know if I want to see him on the field because I've seen him on the field with the Giants and it didn't look well. Um, we drafted Mac McWilliams. I mean, we got Eli Ricks. I don't know if any of those guys really pan out. I got a little bit of hope in Mac. You know what I mean? Watching this tape, I got a little bit of hope, but still got to see it on the NFL field. So, if I had to say, my biggest concern is cornerback too, man, because I just don't know who gonna play that role. But I'm looking forward to watching my right guard position pan out. I mean, we kind of been rotating right guards for a few years at this point. So it's gonna be interesting to see if we go with Tyler Steen, who been here for a while, or if we go with a young guy, Cam Williams, who's a bigger tackle, but he can play guard, um, and kind of replicate what we did last season. So it's gonna be interesting to see how we play that out. And yes, uh, push. I know Adoree Jackson is cooked. I watched him be cooked multiple times when my team has played him. What you got to say about him saying 6-11 or 7-10, J man?
For who? The Giants or for the
You
Eagles? For me, I mean, my floor is seven wins, man. My ceiling is 10, and I've been on that track even before we signed Stephon Diggs. That's kind of what I mean. The way the schedule lays out, I mean, our schedule not hard. Um, so I mean, if we don't win 7 games, man, I'm gonna be asking Mike Vrabel some serious questions because they should get 7 wins.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think when we talked about the moves that your team has made, JMIK, and the progress we saw with Drake May last year, that you've been saying you want to win about 7 games pretty much this entire time.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't think that's crazy. Like, I mean, like the way the schedule lays out, I don't. I mean, like the hardest part of our schedule to me is at the end. I mean, like I mean, we got the Eagles. I'm not the Eagles. We got the Ravens at the end, the Bills at the end, the Bengals at the end. Like, so I mean, like the majority of our wins should come in the first 10 weeks, in my opinion. Like, I mean, like we got a stretch where we play the Titans, the Browns, and another team, and I think it's the Saints. I think like it's a 3-week stretch where I'm not saying we should win all 3 games, but we should at least win 2 out of them 3 games. So like I said, I'm not saying we're going to win 13. I'm not saying we're going to the Super Bowl like some of these other crazy fans out here. Not going to take that approach this year. But I mean, like I said, like if we don't win 7 games, like I mean, the season to me was a failure to me. So
Yeah, 7 wins gotta happen, bro. Like
yeah,
that's like minimum.
Yeah, just because I feel like one, I did like how Drake made and Douglas built that connection between each other. And I think that can be built upon again, having a off season together. So getting even more familiar with each other. I also do like the fact that Drake May was able to spread the ball to the tight ends that y'all had. I
yeah.
also like y'all got Henderson in that backfield as well, because I felt like y'all did need another running back. Um I think my question for y'all, not about Stephon Diggs, because I think we know the product Stephon Diggs is as a wide receiver. My biggest question for y'all is who else in that wide receiver room that y'all have, who's gonna step up this year for y'all?
I mean, so I was never big on Jalen Polk. I didn't want to draft him in the first place. I actually wanted Jalen McMillan. I mean, the other Washington product personally. So I'm not high on Polk. I mean, Javon Baker got a lot of development, so I'm not sure if he's gonna take that step. Like for me, like I'm looking at Kayshon Boutte. I'm looking at him because like him and Drake May had a good a connection too. So I mean, I'm looking at him. I'm looking at Kyle Williams, who we drafted in the 3rd round. Um, yeah, I mean, like those are the. I mean, because like it's kind of like what you said. Like Pop is going to be playing the slot. Pop going to be effective, man. He's real quick and twitchy. So I'm not really worried about him. Stephon Diggs, Stephon Diggs, man. I mean, like you see, I mean, if you follow him on Instagram or whatever, like he works out every day. So I think he's motivated to actually come, to have a comeback season. So him and Pop Douglas, I'm not worried about. I'm not worried about the tight ends either. Like, I mean, Hunter Henry was really good for us last year. I mean, we resigned. I mean, Austin Hooper was actually, I was surprised how good, I mean, he was for us last year. So to answer your question, I mean, to me, it's Kayshon Boutte and it's Kyle Williams. Like, I don't really have too much hope for Jalen Polk. Jalen Polk, in my opinion, if you're not careful, he might not make the team. So
You said Jalen Pope might not make the team.
yeah, I mean, if you're not careful, like if he don't get considerably better, I mean, because you got to look at it like Mike Vrabel did not draft him. He
Right.
didn't. So he don't have no connection to like most of these players on his team. Like, and so like I get you as a 2nd-round pick. I didn't want you there, but we took you anyways. And like to me, if Jalen Pope could just catch the ball, he's serviceable. He'll make the team. But if he's in training camp and he's not catching the ball, like he doesn't. I mean, besides catching the ball, like I don't know what his elite skill is. Like he doesn't have elite speed, doesn't really have elite quickness. I mean, his main elite skill is are his hands. And if he ain't catching it, then I mean, what good do you serve?
Sheesh.
I'm just saying. I mean, he could either. I mean, they could even decide to trade him. Like, I just like he got to show some improvement. Like, I mean, hopefully with Stephon Diggs in the room. I mean, because the Patriots didn't really have that like leadership in that room last year. So hopefully with like Diggs there, I mean, he can get his, what I mean, like head on straight, like what I mean, like he works out with Diggs and works hard like Diggs does, and I mean, he can develop some good habits, on the field. So,
Yeah, I see Anaya Smith been working out with AJ.
oh, for real?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a kid you drafted last year, right?
Yeah, from Texas A&M.
I mean, did he play for y'all last year at all? Because
He
I
got
don't.
hurt.
He got hurt. Okay.
Remember we drafted him hurt, and then he played, but then he got re-hurt. So he kind of missed like most of the season. He played like maybe like 3 games.
Damn,
It
I
was
see why you
mostly
don't like
kick
drafting
return.
hurt players, man.
Yeah, he had that foot injury, and then I don't think he really recovered from the foot injury, but he tried to get back on the field. But he been working out with AJ, and like we're gonna see.
I mean, he is definitely at the least like he's a good return man at the very minimum. Um, I remember. I think he's capable of playing in the slot, though. I think he should at least be capable of that.
I think they're gonna want him to be kind of a gadget guy.
That makes sense too. I mean, that's what he did at Texas A&M. So
Yeah, I want to see what he got. I want to see what he got. You know what I mean? I'm all with giving the young guys an opportunity to show what they got. Be nice to see.
I mean, who's your wide receiver 3 right now?
Jahan Dawson.
I mean, he's not a terrible wide receiver 3.
No, I want to see him more in a role. I don't think he need to be the 3. Come in, get you one of those, you know what I mean, couple of plays where you making a couple of plays. You don't really gotta. You missed all last season. Just build on something. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's going to be the first full year that he. Which I mean, I get that y'all traded for him late in the preseason, but it's like this will be the first year he go through like mini camps with y'all, training camps with y'all, and all that. So
He should get a role. I think Jahan will get a role.
I mean, isn't this his last year on his deal?
Yep.
Yeah, so he gotta. I mean, he gotta try to perform if he want to get another contract, or at least he's not gonna get a big contract, but like a mid-level contract.
Yeah, we're gonna see, man. He gonna have to play it. You know what I mean? He either gonna play into a really low contract and remain an Eagle, or a high contract and he's somewhere else.
But it kind of lets you know because like the Eagles be trying to the players they really want to keep, man. Like they be signing them players early, and I get it. He only been there for a year, so like he's falling under the territory with the Eagles that don't really resign their players and they let them play it out. So
I mean, I think we tried to offer him a little something, but
he ain't
I
taking.
think he kind of bet on himself a little bit.
I mean, hope that work out for him.
I'm pretty sure the deal was probably some shit.
I mean, he ain't have a great year with y'all. It was okay.
No. He had some moments. I'll just say that he had some moments.
But that's the thing is, if you have some moments, how much money you really thinking that you're gonna get?
I guess he hoping like this season he have a game or two.
I don't know, man. It's
With
hard.
the moments, you know what I mean? Then he like, well, look,
It's hard to get paid off a game or two, man.
man. Hopefully, I mean, a consistent. I'm gonna say like this: a consistent season with a game or two. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where he averaging, 50 or 40 or 50 yards a game. Then he have maybe an 80-yard game here, 100-yard game there, for whatever reason. You know what I mean? Something like that.
I mean, but even if that was to happen, like, I mean, what's he gonna get? Like at the most, a deal with like 13, 14, 15 million a year at the most. I don't think he gets more than that. He'd have to really ball out to get more than that.
Yeah, he would.
I mean,
And that ain't gonna happen unless
nah,
I mean, godly, something crazy would have to happen for him to go crazy like that.
I mean,
My offense took an elite step in the passing game.
either that or someone got hurt. I mean, knock on wood.
I wasn't even gonna speak on that one. I was gonna leave that one. I do it though.
That's the only way I see it happening. Like he got to take on a bigger role because I'm not even saying for the season, but if someone's out maybe like 4 or 5 weeks with like, I mean, like say they got like a high ankle sprain or something, you get something like that, then he'd have to step up. And if he was to perform in that way, then maybe. But I don't know. Like, yeah, I mean, he might have been better served just to take the money that the Eagles offered him, to be honest with you, because like the way the year probably gonna play out, I don't think it's gonna play out in his favor, to be honest.
Maybe another team do swoop in and offer you 15 or 16 or something. Maybe.
Man, I hope you. I mean, well, knowing you, you're probably hoping that for like the comp pick, probably.
Hey man. Hey man, listen. That ain't that. Nah. I mean, I want to keep him a little bit. You know what I mean? But you gotta show me something this season. Like 3 or 4 moments in a 17-game season ain't enough. You know what I mean?
But you talking 15 million, man. But I'd be throwing up the deuces, man. Like,
oh no, I ain't even talking about us paying him 15. No, that ain't gonna happen.
Yeah,
that's too much. That's too rich for our blood. we might give you 9 or 10.
Yeah, I mean, because that's the thing is, if he was having a good season, some of the team might think, oh, he might be able to be a 2 instead of a 3. Then like that's where you mess up at is, I mean, where you take a guy out his role and try to put him in a new role and pay him more, and he's just not as successful.
I think he earned some. I think he earned some extra. Some extra opportunities this season. Yeah, I mean, what he was able to do in the last season, if he can build off a little bit of that, I want to see. I want to see him build. I mean, I want to see everybody be successful. I mean, I ain't gonna hate on the brother if somebody do come along and pay him, but I don't think his role with us is ever gonna be substantial enough to put you out in a league where you getting paid in the top of the league.
Nah, I mean, and you got your top 2 guys already. That's not happening. But I do wonder if the Commanders kind of regret trading him now, though, because it's like they're kind of thin at that position. So,
And with Terry on the ropes,
I mean, even having Terry, man, like their room is kind of slim because it's like you have Terry and Debo, but then Noah Brown. Like, I don't know his injury situation because I think he got hurt in mini camps.
he got carted off the field. I don't know what it was, but he got for what I read, he got carted off the field.
Yeah, I seen that. Like I seen a tweet about him getting carted off, which is never good. But I don't think there's been no news about it, so just not really sure.
They keeping it on the wraps, huh?
Yeah, I just haven't heard anything. So I mean, but they also don't have to say anything. What was going, because it's not like you're not even in training camp yet. There's no preseason game, so they could just wait on it. So because I'm pretty sure if he tore ACL or tore an Achilles, like they would have said it already. So so I mean, hopefully, I mean, like you don't wish no injuries on players and like that. So hopefully it's just an injury that they keep him off for like the summer. He's ready to go for the season. But like outside of Noah Brown, man, they don't exactly have a lot in that third and fourth wide receiver role that they have for the Commanders. So I mean, they assigned Michael Gallup, but I don't think you're getting much out of Michael Gallup, man, to be honest. So
okay, so I looked it up and it was just like there hasn't been an update on the injury, but I guess like all the comments from the coaches is they're hoping it's not serious or whatever. They don't believe it's serious.
yeah, but at this point, you gotta. I'm pretty sure they ran the test. Like the coaches gotta know. Like the head coach and OC gotta know what they're dealing with. So it must not be an ACL tear or like Achilles. It must be. I mean, maybe it's a significant injury, but not something that's gonna keep him out for the whole season.
Yeah. It's a sticky situation over there though. Like with that Terry situation, like I see both sides of that. And I don't think like one side of that fence will not be a happy camper over there. If that trade news drop,
I mean, they just waited too long to pay him. Like they should have paid him. They should have paid him before DK got traded. They should have paid him. I mean, before Chase got paid. If they did all of that,
until last year, really.
Yeah, I mean, because if they would have paid him before DK got that $33 million from the Steelers, then like they could have probably offered him around 30 and they'd have been cool. But they waited too long. This is what I mean. I mean, this is the same thing with the Cowboys, man. Like you wait too long to pay these players, other guys in that position get paid, and the price go up. So, and I mean, if I'm Terry, I'm not taking no less than what DK got paid.
True.
Because I mean, there's a lot of people out there that feel like Terry is better than DK.
I think he's more consistent for sure.
I mean, he could definitely do more. I mean, that's for sure.
You see Terry on a consistent basis, like DK up and down.
I mean, DK. I mean, the thing about DK is, I mean, like you can frustrate him, and if you ever frustrate him in the first quarter of a game, his head is just not in the game for the rest of the game.
Yeah, certified them did that a lot to that man. Yeah. Shame on you. Yeah, I'm talking about you, certified. Shame on you, good brother.
Blame cert, man. Blame cert.
Y'all picked up. Y'all bullied that man. Y'all attack this weakness on a year-to-year basis. I never seen somebody. They look the game plan is like, hey, we're gonna frustrate DK in the first quarter, all right? Then we're gonna play defense. He gonna be
it
so
worked.
frustrated he ain't gonna even realize what's going on.
I mean, the shit worked though. Like, and it wasn't just the 49ers. It's like it's just a lot of teams that did that.
I wonder if that's gonna be the same emphasis in Pittsburgh.
I mean, in that division, I'll say one thing for like the 6 division games they got to play. Like all them teams that's just the way their secondaries play. So I mean, like they're gonna get physical with you and they're gonna frustrate you. So I'm not sure what he's gonna do in them 6 games.
I still don't think getting rid of George Pickens was a good idea.
I didn't think it was either. But I mean, they did. Because I mean, like now there's reports that they're trying to get another receiver in there. I'm like, you should have just kept the dude there.
The guy on the rookie deal.
Yeah.
The hell.
But I do like I've started coming around to why they trading him because like you paid DK and then Pickens is sitting there looking like, well, I've been with y'all for 3 years. Now, I've been working hard with these BS quarterbacks you've been sticking me with, and you want to pay the guy that just got here and I've been here. So that could have created a problem. So I kind of coming around to that.
But you just pay. All you gotta do is pay him when he's available to get paid. Though he wasn't available to get paid anyway.
No, he is. I mean, he's going into his last year, his 4th year. He was available to get paid.
He's not a first round pick, is he?
Nah, he was a second round pick.
Yeah, you're right. Now, never mind.
So
for some reason, I thought he was a first round pick. So I'm like, he got 2 years left. He eligible next year. Like,
nah, I mean, he would have been a first round pick if he had. The problem with him at Georgia was he had the same antics that he had with the Steelers in college, and so I'm just convinced that if he didn't have those antics, he might have been a first round pick.
Tomlin was tired of the bullshit, I guess.
Yeah, but I just think they're in the same situation they was in last year. Like they have one really good wide receiver, they got a good tight end, and then after that, it's just like there's not a lot of receiving options. I know Calvin Austin is there. I mean, Calvin Austin had some production last year for them. I mean, he was pretty good for them. I mean, but to me, it falls on Roman Wilson. Like they drafted him. What last year he didn't play because he got hurt, and so like a lot of the in terms of receiving offense is going to fall on him because I mean DK going to get the attention. So
hold Roman ready. I
mean Roman got to produce because I don't think they drafted any wide receivers this year. So I think it's just Calvin and him, and I think they signed somebody else too.
Yeah, I don't remember them drafting no receiver.
Yeah, I don't think they did. And then I mean the problem with that like North is like that North is littered with cornerbacks. Like every team has good cornerbacks.
True. And then you got teams that got better too. Like, oh my god. Yeah, they ain't draft one, not one. No.
Yeah, because I think they signed Robert Woods. I mean, Robert Woods to me is just old. I mean, he's good at blocking, but he's getting long in the tooth, man. Like I'm not sure how much more.
He stay hurt.
Oh, I mean that's how you get older, man. Stay hurt. Yeah, I think they're starting 3 wide receivers are DK, Robert Woods, and Calvin Austin. So and then they got I guess Roman is the backup behind DK. And I forgot they signed Scotty Miller. So
well, I guess that wide receiver room is not that great.
Yeah, I mean, it's in question, but I mean, if they can run the ball, they'll be all right.
Listening to you just name those, I'm like, well, George Pickens would have made that room look a lot better.
I mean, if they had Pickens and DK in the same wide receiver room like that'd have been something to see.
With Calvin in the slot?
Yeah, that would have been a lot. I mean, like their like room would have been a lot different.
I wanted to see that too. I thought that would have been nice.
I mean, but them trade him to the Cowboys like they just added to the Cowboys wide receiver room. So
they ain't got no running game. I don't give a damn.
Yeah, but boy, they are going to throw the shit out that football though.
I need to execute on this cornerback too immediately. Because boy, Keely Ringo out there on George Pickens or fucking. Oh my god.
Yeah, man, I do not like that running back room at all. Javante is the starter, and Miles is that's not a good room at all.
Who they got as 3?
3
Deuce?
is it's Jaden Blue.
Oh, they got Deuce at 4 then.
Yeah, I mean Deuce to me,
Probably out of the league.
Deuce to me is a special teams player to me. I don't think he's anything more than that.
I'm not gonna hold you. All them running backs do the same thing.
They all catch the ball, yeah.
Yeah, they're all scat backs to me. Like they're small, they're twitchy, better in the pass game, can run the ball, but you don't have that bruiser on the roster. I do
Yeah,
believe they got Mafa at Clemson.
yeah, but he's not even on the depth chart right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't even know if he's gonna make the squad. But you got a bunch of running backs that do the same thing. I don't think they have that bruiser that can really attack in between the tackles.
Yeah. Looking at their offensive depth chart, like it just looks like they're gonna be a passing team. I don't. It's like what Pop said. Like to me, instead of signing Javante, they should have signed Rico because both those guys got the same deal. They got 1 year, $3 million deals. And to me, Rico is a better running back. At least
Where
last
Rico
year.
went?
Huh?
Where did Rico go?
I think he went to the Panthers. I think. And then I thought for the Panthers, like that was a good move for them.
Did the Titans improve? They running back room?
No, I think they got the same running backs. I think they got Pollard and they got Spears, I think.
I like Tajay.
I don't think their running back room was bad last year. Like I just don't think the offensive line was that great last year.
And the quarterback play was even worse. So.
Well, yeah, like Levis just wasn't. He just wasn't.
Mayonnaise boy. Golly. Did they cut him?
Nah. I don't think you would because in case Cam Ward gets like God forbid he get hurt, like you need somebody behind him. And trust me, like the other quarterbacks behind Will is Brandon Allen and Tim Boyle. Like those ain't exactly guys I want to come in the game. Just to be, Will Levis is bad. But
worse.
Yeah, but he ain't Tim Boyle bad.
God, Tim Boyle is horrible.
He
played for the Giants last year.
Yeah,
ugly.
The funny thing is when you look at the Titans wide receivers, it's Ridley, Lockett, and Treylon Burks. I was like, it ain't that great, but they did draft 2 guys in the draft. They drafted a kid out of Stanford, and they drafted Chimere Dyke out of Florida. So they've got younger guys behind the established guys. So
Treylon Burks might not make that roster, man.
He shouldn't.
He cheats.
Because they said he gained a bunch of weight in the offseason.
He might need to try out for fullback.
Yeah, too bad because they don't need the tight end for the Titans because they got like two or three good tight ends. So
you see, I skipped tight end, right?
Yeah, because I was like, didn't they get Gunnar Helm in the draft?
Yeah, they did.
Look, Pop, you see, I skipped tight end. I was like, he ain't gonna make the tight end room either. Fullback.
Nah, I'm gonna be honest. I think the only reason why they made the team last year is just because they just had a lot. Yeah, it was. They just didn't have a lot of depth.
They were gonna be bad last year anyway, so that's probably what they figured.
Yeah, they didn't really have a lot of depth at that position. They had traded. I think they traded D-Hop in the middle of this. Was it the middle of the season?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was in the middle of the season.
Yeah. And so you had Wrigley, and I think they had Tyler Boyd last year. And I don't know if he's still on the roster with the Titans.
Nah, Boyd only signed a 1-year deal, so Boyd is still a free agent, I believe.
Free agent.
Yeah, so you replaced Boyd
we brought him in for a meeting recently.
Yeah, so you replaced Boyd with Lockett, but to the point y'all brought up, I do think they addressed the wide receiver position in the draft. I think they got some solid guys. Yeah, I don't see Burks making a roster this year unless he somehow can make special teams.
Yeah, it's going to be tough because like I said, they drafted 2 wide receivers and then they brought in Restrepo as an undrafted free agent. So I don't know.
You know what that tell you, good brother. You know the writing on the wall. If you don't make it
They
out of
got.
camp, good brother, you're
I
through.
know they got Dyke, but who was the other wide receiver? Was
Alec,
it Amore from was that the Stanford?
yeah.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah, I like him. Yeah.
And they
And then they brought in Restrepo as a
brought in
UDFA.
Restrepo. Yeah, I mean, like they signed Van Jefferson too. Like they got a lot of
And
guys.
you know the reason they brought in Restrepo. That's the quarterback guy.
Yeah. So I mean, like if Restrepo don't make the 53-man roster, like he's definitely making the practice squad.
Mm-hmm. I do
Restrepo's
think
slow
they'll
as
keep.
dirt, boy.
They
Restrepo
will
is slow.
keep Restrepo. He is slow, but he got hands.
I mean, but he's slow. But the thing is, like when you put on the pads and the helmet, you put him in the slot, he's gonna get open.
He
He
quick.
can. Yeah, he quick. His footwork is excellent on him being able to create space. But he's just slow. If
Yeah,
you run in like straight line, he's slow. But
yeah. I
he
mean,
can
he
get
just doesn't.
open, and he has sure hands.
Yeah, I mean, like, he just doesn't have top end speed. That's the whole issue.
Yeah, he ain't got
Yeah.
no top it. Nah.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna be a guy that gives you a huge amount of yak, but he will catch the ball.
They need that guy though. They need that guy that's gonna give them 100%.
But I
You know what I mean?
but
On
you
the catch.
you I think you have that in Ellick. I think you have that in Ridley. I think you have that in Chamari. Like Chamari can get you yak, but again, he's more to me, he doesn't have like elite speed, but he has good enough game speed. Dyke.
I like Lockett hands, but 50-50 on really sometimes.
But I think what they're gonna do with Restrepo is I think they're gonna actually have Tyler Lockett be his like
Mentor.
mentor. Yeah, like because I mean that's what I mean. Lockett, he's had the ability his whole career to get open in the slot. I mean he can play outside too, but I think they're gonna try to like have him mentor Restrepo. Because I mean, like they could be trying to slow play Restrepo, like I mean, like they probably don't. Maybe they don't plan on playing him this year in his first year, but then like because I mean, Lockett to me only got 1 or 2 more years left in him anyway. So
Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie, Lockett I think is a good guy for you to learn from because of how he was able to grow in the slot position. I think he's a great player for you to learn from. Um, and it doesn't hurt.
that's true.
It doesn't hurt. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I just don't think Burks makes the team, and it's kind of unfortunate, but it is what it is. Because to me, you haven't grown your game. Like you were already kind of like a raw product coming into the league, and you just haven't developed anything.
Dang, awesomeness. What's the beef with the Patriots on the timeline, bro? Golly.
Say what?
Awesomeness. I was asking her, what's the beef with y'all on the with the Patriots on the timeline? Golly. First thing I open my Twitter and first thing I see is Patriots suck. I'm like, that. Yeah. What's going on?
Who's she a fan of?
Commander.
What the hell does the Commanders have to do with us?
That's why I asked.
I don't. We don't really have no linkage.
I guess maybe Drake May and Jaden Daniels. I guess.
I mean, we in the same draft class. I mean, like we got joint practices with them up here, which I would be at. But
that's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be good to see Jaden, and Drake May at the joint practice, man. That's gonna be must see TV for me.
So, oh yeah, hey, real quick, shout out to my boy Guru. He got accepted in the USC today. Well, yesterday.
And that's what's up, man. I mean,
he's officially a USC graduate, man. Graduate student, man. That's what's up. Shout out.
I mean, it's all about education, man.
Hey, man.
Yeah, I mean, maybe the beef is that they was in the same. Well, one was 2 and one was 3 in the draft. I guess I don't know.
Half her fan base was like, it was split in threes. Half of them wanted Caleb, the other half wanted Drake, and then the other half wanted,
Jaden. Yeah.
Yeah. So it wasn't a consensus pick.
I mean, it was what it was. I mean, I was more of a Jaden guy, but I wasn't like completely down on Drake May where he couldn't be good. I was just in the mindset that I think Jaden was going to be the best. I mean, like quarterback in that draft. That's all.
Man, why? Listen, I went into a Cowboy space last night. The delusion is back. I love it. I love it.
It's probably because they got Pickens. So I mean, like now they got 2 wide receivers.
Like, oh, we gonna belt. We gonna bring the belt to Philly week 1. I'm like, all right.
What are they, nuts?
All right, we gonna show you, good brother.
I mean, like that Eagles D line is going to kill that Cowboys offensive line.
Then when I was like, they was like, what do you think you gonna win at against us? I was like, I don't trust your tackles.
But I said the trenches on both sides.
I was like, what? I was like, who gonna stop the run first off, and then who's running the ball for y'all? That's gonna be an impact because your offensive line ain't gonna be great, so you're gonna need somebody that's gonna be able to probably improvise a little bit to make some runs. And I don't see none of those dudes that you got on that roster that's improvising in between the tackles, making nothing happen.
The only thing that the Cowboys could hope for in that first game is that y'all have some kind of Super Bowl hangover or something. Because other than that, I don't know. I just don't see it.
The way them boys locked in, I don't know about that one, Mick.
Well, that's what I'm saying for them. Like that's would be my hope if I was a Cowboys fan. Like y'all got some Super Bowl.
I think putting the Cowboys first was like woke my team up. He was like, hold on, wait, what? All right, let's get it. I like this.
And then I just hope the coach is gonna to me, the way the Cowboys offensive line is set up, they need more of a short passing game. Because I wouldn't feel comfortable with Dak coming off the injury and him just holding the ball for long developing routes. I wouldn't love that idea if I was a Cowboys fan.
I think it's a lot of first. I think they're gonna be growing, bro. I know they got the pieces. I know everybody looking at the pieces, but that's a first time head coach, new DC, new OC. It's gonna be a lot of change in that team.
I mean, the only good thing for them is the coach was on the staff last year, though. I think because he was the OC for them last year.
Yeah, but they didn't call no plays though.
Yeah, but he was still with the team. Is what I'm saying.
He was there. He was there.
I mean, it's gonna be new calling plays and all that. But I mean, and also he's trying to be the head coach and first time head coach and trying to call the plays. That's pretty hard to do. I'm not gonna lie.
It's gonna be tough.
Yeah, I mean, he's never been a head coach before, but then he's never been a head coach, never called.
He's never really been an OC.
Yeah, so you're doing two things you've never done before. Just think that's gonna be hard to do.
And then that's a new DC, right? They brought in a new DC, right? Buddy from Chicago.
No, he was the coach for Chicago, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he's called defensive plays before, though. I don't think that'd be it. My only issue with him is he doesn't it's a certain kind of personnel on that team. So I don't know if the defense he's trying to run does that personnel fit.
It's crazy to me, right? Dan Quinn left, and they really haven't found an identity on their defense, how they want to build it moving forward. Because they done brought in 2 different DCs at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you just got to work with what you have. I guess. I mean, the Zimmerman was their DC last year, right?
Yeah, Mike Zimmer.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah, it says Zimmerman. Zimmer. I mean, I don't know why they try to have him be a DC like the dude. I kind of think the game's passing by a little bit, in my opinion. So
I want to see how it work out, though. I think that's a lot of coaches in good spots moving into this year that you're gonna get to see. If they better at their job as a coordinator compared to being a head coach.
I mean, what I do look at is I look at the Cowboys for as many injuries they had. They still that's the crazy thing. They still won 7 games. Not saying they're going to win 10, but I think they should be in the same area. They should be around the 7 to 8 win mark. That's where they should be. I mean, unless they have
7 games, the benefit of Mike McCarthy being familiar with playing without Dak Prescott in previous seasons.
Yeah, but if Dak plays the whole 17, you got to assume they at least win 7 games.
Yeah, for sure. I'm just saying though, I'm saying them not being a 5-win team, 4-win team is a benefit of probably just knowing, personnel. They knew who who Cooper Rush was, and I think that was kind of a mistake right there. Though.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I never held Mike McCarthy in high regard to begin with, though.
No, but I'm thinking Cooper Rush. I'm saying Cooper Rush. I ain't talking about Mike. Letting Cooper Rush
might have
leave.
been comfortable with Mike, yeah.
They let him leave though. I mean, I thought he was a good backup. No cap. He had played multiple good seasons with them.
And where did he go again?
Ravens.
Oh, the Ravens. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, I was scratching my head when he signed with the Ravens because I'm like, if God forbid, but if Lamar ever get hurt, how does he fit in that offense? Like, that's the one thing I didn't get about him going to the Ravens. But
I don't know what they do if he go down.
I mean, realistically, like that's any quarterback on any team, though. Like, if your starter goes down, like you're pretty much screwed.
I just thought he was he been with Dallas a minute, bro.
I don't think they wanted to pay him.
He been playing since he been probably the backup since like 2021. I just thought when I seen him sign with them, like, whoa, well, okay, what happened?
I mean, Jerry probably just didn't want to pay him. That's pretty much what it come down to.
Yeah. Because he immediately addressed the situation by trading with y'all or whatever.
I don't know if you could call that addressing the situation. I mean, I guess.
Hey, man. You got to start somewhere, right?
I mean, you traded for a guy that only played one game. I guess you addressed the backup situation because I mean, like I said, God forbid Dak ever go down, like you're going to insert a kid that only played one game. And granted, he played well in that game, but he played against the Bengals against the Bills. So, I guess.
I mean, they took a chance on Trey Lance. It didn't work out, so I guess it's the redo.
Yeah, I'm not sure Joe Milton gonna work out either, but I guess we'll see.
It's gonna be tough because right now they only got Will Grier, Joe Milton, and Dak Prescott on the roster.
And I mean, Will Grier is even more ass than Joe Milton is.
Yeah, Will Grier's cheeks.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't been good since he played college ball at West Virginia. So,
I mean, he barely got any NFL snaps.
I mean, because I know that we brought him in last preseason, I think, and then we just never, when it was cut time, we just cut him. So,
I brought him in the year before because we brought him in last year.
Yeah, and I knew it was one of them years.
Yeah, you brought him in at 23. We brought him in at 24.
Okay.
And in 22, he was on the Cowboys with he was 21, 22. He was on the Cowboys, so he back on the Cowboys.
Yeah. Interesting.
Dude didn't play any snaps for us. He didn't even make it out of camp.
Yeah, I mean, he was all right in college at West Virginia, but I don't know. I mean, like I was never high on him in Will Grier to begin with. So
no, hell no. Hey, you think Trey Lance might? I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of down.
Does Trey Lance even have a job right now?
Yeah, he in Chargers.
Oh, so he ain't never seen the field over there. So I mean, he's literally about to be a career backup for the rest of his life. I mean, Justin Herbert, bro, he don't really miss games.
No, he don't.
Like the dude be getting hurt and he still be playing. So
Trey Lance can play. Hopefully they get in some blowouts and he can play some cleanup duty.
I mean, he'll play in the preseason, that's for sure. That's about it, though.
Hey, that's sad, bro. I had a lot of upside on Trey Lance at one point, and it wasn't even like my own opinion. I think I just went with the narrative that like North Dakota State be producing like good talent. And shit. I don't know what I was thinking.
Man, I never bought into the Trey Lance thing. Not even during the draft process when he was coming out. I just never bought it. Like, to me,
it might have been a little consensus bias for me with Carson Wentz.
I mean, he just never played enough. Like, and I mean, a lot of the thing about being a quarterback is you got to have a lot of snaps. Like, you got to play a good amount of football to be able to read defenses, to be able to process the field and all that.
But I low key wish he had the Anthony Richardson type of opportunity though.
Well, I mean, his problem was he actually went to a team that was good.
He went to a
So
team that had win now aspiration.
yeah, so it's just
They didn't
like.
have time to wait on Trey Lance to develop.
But to me, I mean, I was about to say, to me, Trey Lance should have waited. Should have stayed in school. But if you know you're gonna be a top 5 pick, then you gotta pretty much leave. Like you really can't risk that.
And he was on every TV screen, like
Yeah.
everywhere. It was ridiculous. I'm like, dang, dude played like 10 games. Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, that's what I was gonna say. It's just like he should have stayed. But like my general rule in like any sport is if you're gonna be a top 5 pick, man, you gotta just leave, and you gotta figure out the rest later. So
Yeah, but now he figured it out on the move.
yeah, he is. But I mean, it is what it is. So
On your third team, and you ain't got no guarantees of making that roster. I don't know, man. It's a tough situation for the backup quarterback of the NFL.
he's gonna be. I mean, he's gonna be holding the clipboard for a minute. So
Because I don't think nobody like the hope for him being a good quarterback come out the window. You was with Kyle and it didn't work.
yeah, I mean, if you can't make it work with a Shanahan, man, I'm not sure. And I mean, like they traded you to the Cowboys. Everybody know the relationship between the 49ers and the Cowboys. So
There's only one other coach that I think if it don't work with you, then you done. It's Kyle and it's Kevin.
yeah, I mean,
If it don't work and if they can't get the best out of you in those two offenses, you cooked.
yeah, pretty much. I mean, that's
You cooked.
that's how it goes, pretty much.
You cooked.
I mean, I don't know. I just think he's cooked. Like, I just think he's going to be a backup for the rest of his life. Like, because I mean, he went to Dallas, and Dallas's quarterback got hurt, and Cooper Rush was still playing over him.
Yeah.
And I mean, they knew Cooper was in the last year of his deal too, so they really had I mean, more to lose. I mean, like to start Trey. Like to me, I'd have started if Dak got hurt, I'd have just started Trey and see if he could pan out to be something. But they weren't even willing to do that until the end of the season.
It'd have been probably a smart idea to just, let Trey play and tank it out.
It would have been. That's not what they did, though.
No, they let Cooper Rush get in and win games,
But I also don't think they expected Cooper Rush to get in there and like win a whole bunch of games either, though.
I mean, he did it multiple seasons though, JMIK.
He did, but I just don't think they expected that.
I mean, he had not the year before, but the year before Dak played most of the games. But the year before that, he went like 4-5-1. Like I mean, you gotta realize. I mean, going into I'm like, okay, he done won 5 games before. I think the season before that, he had went like something like 3-0, 2-0, something like that. So, I mean, the man had a good win-loss record when he got in games. So you had to expect he was gonna do a little something. I know. Obviously, 17-game season, you ain't looking for him to win 9 or 10, but I would have played Trey. At least for Trey, I would have been like, all right, 3-5. With Cooper, I'm like 5-7 at least.
I mean, they didn't do that, and they ended up with a mid-round. Well, not mid-round, but it was like what 11 or 12. So
12, I think.
Yeah,
you could have been a top pick with all the teams that was bad.
I mean, they could have been. The same thing with them and the Bengals was in the same boat. Like both of them teams just won way too many games.
The Bengals, I don't know, man. That's a situation, boy, that we got to watch play out.
I mean,
that's a lot of money invested on offense, a lot of expectations. When you look at the roster, you're like, how are they going to do what they expect to do?
I mean, that's what everybody's going to be watching is how they do all year long. Like that's going to be an emphasis for a lot of different fans of teams.
Because somebody said they got $370+ million invested in 3 players. Like what?
Definitely do.
That's insane.
But I mean, that's their choice, and they're going to have to live with that.
All the offensive line and defensive line and cornerback and safety issues you got. Never mind. It's not my team. we are invested in 2 wide receivers and a quarterback. We also invested in the offensive line, some cornerbacks, some safety, and we're probably gonna have next year probably the highest paid D tackle in the league. Shit, this is gonna be great. But when you don't have what people say they don't got money, right? So I mean, when you don't have money, I guess this is what you go through with that escrow rule.
Yeah, I mean, they just don't have a lot of fluid funds. That's all.
Hey, Captain, you get on. I mean, Pop, you get on the right side of the cap next year, right? Once Derek Carr come off the books.
Yeah. I think we'll have about. I think it was 50 million last I checked.
See,
Um,
the
yeah.
Bengals gonna be drowning. Everybody gonna be getting on the right side of the tracks. The
Yeah,
Bengals
we have
gonna
a
be
lot
like,
of
hey.
dead money coming off of the books next year too. So
Oh,
yeah, it should be looking
you get
good.
Mike out the books too, right? Or did Mike come off
Mm,
this year?
no, I think Mike comes off last year. This previous season, we finally got off of Drew Brees' dead cap. So yeah, we should like a lot of this stuff should be cleaned up next off season. We'll have a lot of money off the books by then.
I think he ought to be in a position to start putting on some pieces, man. Like it's, I really want to see what Kellen Moore and that staff do. But I know you don't like the GM, so I don't know. I don't see like I want to see him win, but then I'm like, I know Pop want to see him fired because he ain't really been good at building.
Well, I'm gonna say this. I think this is his final chance to get it right. Um, we were kind of handicapped with hiring DA when we did, and that's just because Sean Payton waited until goddamn March to announce his retirement. And at that point, a lot of any of the premium coaches was already hired,
Right.
which was why we were forced to just go to DA when we did. But he has to get this right. He
I
has
think
to.
if some of his draft picks start panning out and looking good, I think his seat will get a little cooler. You know what I mean? Because a lot of the blame was kind of on the coaching, like you just said. Like you was kind of forced to have Da in the room, then he was kind of like forced to kind of put a staff together, and then what he wasn't able to put together, it was kind of Sean Payton old remnants. So then that didn't work out. So now you got a guy like you like, all right, well, look, we got a fresh start. Let's see if it pan out with guys you believe work.
But I also think if
Yeah.
it don't, like from a personnel standpoint, if it don't work out this year, then the coach got to out. He'd be like, "Well, these ain't really my players. I only been here for a year."
Yeah, that's why I said like I don't think Kellen has all his guys. Like I think he like some of the pieces on the team, but these aren't his guys. The only person that's his guy is Tyler.
I think you can see a situation where the GM get fired and they still retain Kellen Moore though.
No, listen, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Y'all truly don't understand the difficulty of Mickey Loomis getting fired. This is why the nigga been there as long as he is. It's a lot more complicated um
Yeah, I was gonna say like,
than other situations.
yeah, I was gonna say like, doesn't the owner like love Mickey or something like that? Like
No, well,
they have like a personal relationship. No, I mean like not,
yes,
they ain't
yes,
dating or nothing.
but
They got a personal relationship. So
yeah, yes, but it's not Gail. It was her husband, and it was what was in his will for the structure of the Saints and personnel and stuff like that. So it's gonna be very difficult to get Mickey fired. However, I feel like what's happened recently is building a case for Gail to be like, okay, I think it's time for you to move to a different position, something like that.
yeah, I mean, because I know a good amount of Saints fans, and I don't think about I can't think of one of them that actually likes Mickey Loomis. So
Well, that's the 2 hour, man. We appreciate y'all for tapping in with us, man, and staying loyal to to the soil. So, like I said before, we on playback. I'm gonna add that to the description. I posted on the Twitter page so y'all can tap in with us. Uh, Film Junkies brought to you personally by the Checkdown, man. So tap in with the YouTube, tap in with the Twitter, the playback. We're gonna be live, man. We're gonna stay in contact with the people, man. So Pop, give us the final words so we can get out of here.
For sure. Make sure y'all follow the Check Down Twitter page. Make sure y'all join the Check Down community. We're gonna try to get as active with the community as we possibly can. Tell a friend, and we'll tap in with y'all next Saturday at 11:15.
We out.